Shalom Akim. Hey, I had a rough day today, but I got past it. These gables are complicated, so I'm starting to comprehend it, but I truly don't 100% comprehend it. And I ain't gonna say defeated, but I got a little bit stopped in my tracks. Hit a wall. I hit a wall. The instructions wasn't making no sense. The design wasn't making no sense. So I kind of just got past that and do what I normally. I kind of reverse engineered it, I guess, with the picture, and just drew it out. I didn't do the math because the instructions in this book didn't give me the height of the roof, so I didn't have the pitch, so I couldn't do the old-fashioned math. But gables are complicated. I'm starting to comprehend it. I've done it before, and but I've got it. I got it. I got that little spot. Let me see. That light is on. That's the bird mouth cut, or the seat cut. I found out the pitch is 12 and 12. With 12 inches up for every 12 inches. It's a nice pitch. It's a high pitch. 12 inches up for every 12 inches across. Or 12 inches rise for every 12 inches around. So after I finally figured it out, I got the first one, this front one done. I got to build up this front wall, the gable wall. I didn't do it. I kind of skipped the instructions. Or I didn't do it the regular way, but I got past it. I was just making this video to let you know sometimes what I was struggling with, what you struggle with, is not what you can or can't do. It's like my man David Goggins said, you be fighting with your doubting yourself. You struggling in your own mind. You know, it's not a question of what you can or can't do. So I had to go through that struggle today, sitting in the heat, doubting myself for a good 4 hours. Then I finally got myself together and figured it out. The hardest part doing it this way is because I'm not building the whole truss on the ground, because I put this big long board up, ridge board. I put the front, just the front gable wall, which is really not a wall. I got to finish building it. The front gable truss up and the back gable truss up. And then I took the ridge board and stuck it in between the two. I'm real careful. It was literally staying up there for a little while on this. That's how you know you got it right, because it'll stand up there for a little while on its own weight and balance. So that's how you know you got the seat cuts decent. They ain't perfect, but they decent. And I toe-nailed in this one, then I toe-nailed in that one. You can see where my nail went in and split that wood, but that's okay. Because then I remembered that they had this wonderful invention called the hurricane ties, which makes putting up gables easier and make you feel more comfortable with them. These little metal things, you hammer them into the top plate and the top beam, and you hammer them into the gable. The gable rafters, that's what it's called. These big angle things they call rafters. So it's called a common rafter. So this is probably the hardest part, cutting rafters and putting up that on the roof. It's probably the most complicated part of it. But you just keep reading, keep looking at it, and you get it like I got it. If you don't get it, then you're gonna hire somebody to get it for you. I ain't hiring nobody. I'm tired of working for the sake of working. I like this kind of work though. But yeah, I'm still on it. Today was kind of a delay, kind of a long day. Didn't get as far as I wanted to, but I did actually figure this out. And the roof is 20% up. So tomorrow I got all of these hurricane ties on. I got them all nailed in. And I'm gonna put up the rest of these rafters. I already got the rafters cut. I almost changed the whole plans, man, watching too many YouTube videos. And I realized they building them with something like this plywood on them. I'm gonna put that on. I'm gonna finish building them to support how they designed to support after I get them up. So after I get them up, because I'm attaching them to the ridge board is up already. Their plans had it where you put the ridge board up last, but because I had to figure these rafters out, yeah, I had to do it this way. This is kind of the old-fashioned way, and it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it works, you know. I toe-nailed in the rafters, put up the front one first and the back one first. Ideally, I would have that wall built in, and if I knew exactly what I was doing, I would have, you'll see it later, it's kind of a wall on this front gable to be built. And ideally I would have that built in, nail that down if I knew what I was doing. If I didn't, I'm learning. And I would have this, it's another wall kind of like built in, nail that down, and then put the ridge board on, because it's not a ridge, it's just a board. It's not a I forget what it's called. It's not a weight bearing board. The truss, the way they're going to be built, they're going to be built like this front one. They're going to have like a piece of plywood across up high, so that's what's going to carry the weight. This is just a ridge line board. It's just to keep the line, but it's not, and it's not a weight bearing ridge board. That makes sense. This is up there for the integrity of the line, keep it straight. But ideally, I would have built that wall. Next time I know how to do it, then I could probably either put up the board. You know, if I could figure out the math at first, I could have got these cut perfect, and then when I would have put them all up and then put the board up last. That's where the plans had it. But ideally, I would have built that one. So I was doing the old-fashioned one. Built that wall, then put up the ridge board. That's the ridge board, and then put up these gables. But it'll work out. So I'm gonna build this wall and that wall after I'm done, and I'm gonna build up the rest of these gables. There's a lot of up and down the ladder, but hey, I figured it out. That's the big deal for the day. I figured it out. I got past. Sometimes you're doing stuff like this, you start wondering, the hell you doing? Or you start doubting yourself, really. But I got past that. That's a serious battle. You know, that's why a lot of people won't do stuff. They doubt if they can do it. And the only reason I'm taking all these goddamn videos is to, hopefully somebody else will do it. You join the process. So that's the only thing that's stopping you from doing anything, is you just doubting if you can do it. And I struggled with that today real bad. But I figured it out, got past it. It was a long day, but I'm glad I got through it. That's it. Can't show them face, got the headlight on. The roof is going up. Yep, that's probably the hardest. That's probably the hardest part that I know about. Maybe me climbing on top of it, putting them shingles on, that might be hard too. Face my fear of heights. But hey, I got a nice ladder. I got this for $1.69. It gets me up, what, I think 13 feet. I forget. It's a nice ladder. This will do most stuff I do. It's an A ladder. It turned into a one-way ladder, and you can make it one end short and put it on steps. So it's getting the job done. It's getting me to the roof, to the top of the roof, and that's it. That's the update. Today was the struggle of the rafters and figuring out pitch, plumb cuts. Oh, I still got it. My rafter, I still got to cut. It's still a struggle. I still got to cut these plumbs so I can put the fascia on them. They're not cut right. So I'm going to have to get up there and make them a plumb cut and give it a level horizontal cut on the bottom. They're going to have to get some haircuts. So it'll have a fascia, you put a fascia and soffit on the side and look pretty. But that's it. I think I'm going to use those and do some more blocking for like whatever I put in here. It's turned out to be perfect. But one more thing I also did, I found they sell is these corner reinforcements. And I'm not 100% sure if it's the roof trusses, but now the building, I put them on, the building feel a lot more stable. It was a little wiggly at first. It wasn't too wiggly once I nailed it down, but it's a lot more stable. I don't know if you can see that, but it feels sturdy. Like you can lean on it. I feel like I can hang on it, pick myself up on it, almost. Once we get the walls on here, it'll be bat down. Put the walls on there, it'll be real strong, sturdy. But yeah, the building feels a lot sturdier with them little, they make this corner. I put them in the top because the top is much more unstable than the bottom. The bottom's all nailed down. So I put them up in the top. Put them hurricane rafter hangers on, hurricane ties. They call them hurricane ties. It's supposed to help it from the wind ripping your roof off. It's supposed to help stop that. But it also is pretty good. Makes it easier to put like these rafters on. I also use them on the floor when I installed the same system on the floor when I put the I think what is it called? Floor joists. When I put the floor joists in, I use the same kind of hangers. All right, I'm out of here. It's 2 extra days, but hey, shalom, peace.